Well, hello. You've just caught me catching up on important jobs in the bonsai garden. I'd like to talk to you today about my top 5 picks of starter trees for people new to bonsai. So if you keep watching, I'll give you my top 5 trees. I just need to finish what I'm working on first. Nearly everything that the bonsai enthusiast could want is offered by Cotoneaster. It's a common, inexpensive shrub which is easy to find in garden centres and plant nurseries. It's an attractive evergreen plant which will keep its leaves all through winter, although they will turn from a deep green to a more orangey yellow colour. It has small glossy leaves which make it ideal for shohin and mame. That's the smaller and tiny categories of bonsai in particular, and are also often used in penging landscapes, perhaps depicting trees growing on rocky mountainscapes seen from afar. They have tiny white flowers with a pretty black speckled centre in spring, and also they develop orange to red coloured berries which look like tiny apples in autumn. These tend to stay on the plant well into winter, giving it a good all year round interest. It responds well to both trimming and wiring, and it's a very robust plant, easy to look after and hard to kill. It also propagates very easily from cuttings. There are variegated varieties which have cream colours to the edges of the leaves. These tend to be less vigorous because they have less chlorophyll in the leaves to perform photosynthesis. In summary, Cotoneaster is an all-round great subject for beginner bonsai, especially for smaller trees. Here is a bonsai Cotoneaster which I made from a nursery plant which I bought for about £4 or £5, and I've had this tree for about 3 years. These two I made from cuttings, and they're about 2 years old. If you absolutely must keep a bonsai plant indoors, then your first choice should probably be a ficus. The other popular ficus is widely available in the indoor plant section of most garden centres, and can also be found in some DIY stores and even IKEA. It's a tropical plant, which means that it won't survive outside in cold winters, and so needs some protection, and is generally kept as an indoor plant. It has a glossy green leaf and responds well to being trimmed. The juniper is another popular bonsai subject, but it's most often killed by being kept indoors in incorrect environment. They're an outdoor tree that naturally grows in harsh conditions in dry, arid mountainous regions and deserts. There are many varieties, but perhaps the most popular for bonsai is the Chinese juniper, but it is difficult to source from garden centres and will probably have to be bought from a nursery. Juniper have a scale foliage or needles, dependent on variety. They're easy to style and to wire. They root easily from cuttings, though they're quite slow growing, and make for an ideal starter bonsai. These are a couple of juniper plants which I bought from a bonsai nursery. And here's a plant that I developed from a nursery plant which I bought for about £6. Here are a number of juniper cuttings which I took from another plant and which I'm growing. Fuji cherry, or Kurja no Mai, is a great flowering tree for bonsai. It's a naturally dwarf species of cherry with a drooping white blossom which has a subtle hint of pink to it. In autumn the leaves turn orange before dropping, and in April the buds open to reveal a cloud of beautiful flowers, which are followed then by small serrated leaves. It has a natural, amazing zigzaggy, twiggy branching habit, which makes for interesting designs. I found them particularly good for windswept looking bonsai. They're quite tolerant to hard pruning and propagate easily from cuttings and air layerings. Probably the most widely received gift tree is the Chinese elm. It's often available from garden centres, bonsai nurseries and even supermarkets. The plant is often sold as an indoor tree, but in fact they're a hardy outdoor plant which will slowly dwindle and die indoors due to a lack of light and humidity. They should be introduced to the outside in good weather and then left to acclimatise, and will survive UK winters. They have tiny serrated leaves which make for ideal shohin and mame, that's small and tiny sized bonsais. In the UK my trees lose some but not all of their leaves over the winter period. They grow prolifically over spring and summer and should be regularly trimmed back to a couple of leaves on each new shoot. They're also available in an attractive cork bark variety of tree. They can be grown from clippings which root easily in a light, free-draining soil, such as perlite. So that's my top 5. Let me have your thoughts and views in the comments. Thank you for watching, and catch you in the next one.